Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues. Classic, 1972, Danny O'Keefe. Really cool little vamp going on the guitar, nice little descending bass line that happens through the two main chords, G and C. We'll talk about all the picking in this. It's pretty straightforward. It's just got a couple of unusual little things, a little bit of stretches with your left hand, reaching up for a major seventh on both the G and the C chord. And but a song that really, you know, you can almost look at Danny O'Keefe as a one-hit wonder, except that this one hit was done by tons of people. Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride, Elvis, Tom Hanks, he even said. Lots and lots of different versions. Dwight Yoakam. Anyway, we're going to look at pretty much the way Charlie played it live by himself, particularly from the video at McCabe's from a few years back. McCabe's a great guitar shop in Santa Monica that has a small little stage, has some great shows there. I've got a great recording of Bert Jansch in his late days from there as well. So let's see. Danny, you should also know Danny O'Keefe from probably his second most famous song, The Road, was because it showed up on Jackson Browne's album, Running on Empty. So, but that first album, O'Keefe, just had, may not have been his first album. But anyway, great album, some great tunes, so I really encourage you to check it out and add Danny O'Keefe to your library of neat tunes. So anyway, what we're going to do in this lesson is just kind of work through. I've got tablature. We're going to talk about a solo in there. The solo you're going to have to kind of make up on your own, but it's going to be pretty simple, just mixing up the picking pattern, changing the order of strings a few times, keeping the bass line all the same. So we got tab, we got lyrics, got a chord progression, everything you're going to need to be able to play Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues. That is the bass line that we need. It's a two-measure phrase based in, well, it's in the key of G, and it's steady alternating bass, going from the sixth string to the fourth most of the time. We have a little hammer-on the fifth string in the last half of the second measure. So the first thing I would have people work on with this, or that I do, I've shown this to students before, so is your third finger on G, and you're going to leave that there the whole time, and practice just this little run. Have your fourth finger reach to the F sharp. Now, if you're not in good hand position, if you've got the baseball bat grip, you're not going to be able to get your fourth finger to F sharp. So make sure your wrist is low, your thumb is low, you got a nice bend in the wrist down here, and it shouldn't be any problem at all to have your third finger play the G and your fourth finger play the F sharp. Now, your other fingers really don't even need to be on yet. Matter of fact, they shouldn't, because they really have nothing to do. So practice this bass line. G to F sharp. Keep the F sharp ringing until you've hit the G again, and then we need E. Then we need G again, and then we need D. So that was three pairs of bass notes. G to F sharp, G to E, and G to D. Then we need a hammer-on from A to B. This would be on the third beat of the second measure. And another D in the bass on beat 4. Now, if you have trouble getting that hammer on with the G on, because it's really easy for the G to kill the A string if you don't have a secret to this, actually, is this is a time to not be using the tip of your finger to play the G. What you do is play a little bit more, a little lower. Almost, if I had a seventh string here, I'd be killing it. And so that kind of can get you the clearance for you to be able to play G and still have the A be open and clear. In either case, we need a hammer-on from A to B as the third beat of the second measure, and on the fourth beat we need the D. So that's the whole bass line. If you take a look at the tab, let me take a look at the tab myself while I'm doing this. And basically the first two measures, but I've left out two notes, two fingers that we're going to put in just a minute. So, bass line, G F sharp, G E, G D, hammer on, D. Now, the one thing we want to do to start this song is open up. We're going to have a few open Bs played. Sometimes we might play them on the first beat of the measure, just pinching it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So we also want an and, the open G string played on the and of 4 at the end of the second measure. So here are those first two measures. And this would be how I would start the song as the introduction. Now, because we played, and then I played the first beat of the first G in the bass in the third measure.